It's a great pleasure to have here our distinguished guest, Mr. Parviz Dastmalchi. I don't know whether you know or not, how much you know about this, but for an Iranian who is very much attacked by the Islamic Republic of Iran and its agents, to make this move to come into Israel, it's a really brave thing to do. And as you have read the newspaper clip that was left outside and it was published yesterday in the Yediot Ahronot. You can see that he's already expecting more poisonous attacks and critics on him from the Islamic Republic. Mr. Dastmalchi has a very distinguished record of political activity in Iran and outside Iran regarding Iran. So in and out of Iran, whether it was during the Shah period or more so during the Islamic Republic, always aspiring towards a more justice society, just society in which people are equal before the law and they have their rights respected by their governments. This, of course, I mean, as far as we know, it didn't happen under the Pahlavi, and more so didn't happen and doesn't happen under the Islamic Republic, where the human rights abuses are very severe. Mr. Dastmalchi is a prolific writer, translator, and public lecturer. Till 2004, he served as the director of the refugee department of the Red Cross in Berlin. Mr. Dastmalchi, who specializes in human rights, especially as it pertains to Iran, has published numerous books and articles in Farsi and German, the two languages that he is mastering very much, on the subject of democracy and state structure, human rights in Iran and elsewhere, state-sponsored terrorism by the Islamic Republic, critique of religious intellectual thought in Iran, and this is the book about this specific title, and critique of its theocratic constitution. His many works include the case of Mykonos, terror in Berlin, and Mr. Dastmalchi himself was in this terrorist attack by the agents of the Islamic Republic on the 17th of September 1992, where he was survived this attack, but a number of other people didn't, so he was lucky, and we are very pleased to have him here. We will have a lecture about 40-45 minutes, and then you will have chance to ask Mr. Dastmalchi in any, preferably in English, but if there is a problem, then I can translate into Persian, and there is also other people mastering Persian here. So please.
Thank you. Dr. Shahra, thank you very much for inviting me and providing me the opportunity here at Haifa University to speak to very valued ladies and gentlemen here. My topic today is Islamic Republic of Iran, its policies, and the international terrorism by Islamic Republic of Iran. But I think we have to understand the nature of this regime. Without that, it's very difficult to understand why these policies, why this enemy, why these assassination against Iranian opponent in abroad since 1979. More than 300 Iranian opponents are assassinated in European countries, in America, and elsewhere in the world. And why this supporting of Hamas and Hezbollah? Why this policies against America, against Western, against Israel. I am trying to explain the nature of this regime, and I am trying to show that this behavior from regime in Tehran is not only against Jewish people, is not only against the Christian people in Iran. It is against humanity, against the Muslims, against the Shiite Muslims, against the women in Iran. I am going to speak to you about the Islamic Republic of Iran and the legitimacy of rule and state and the structure of the state of the Islamic Republic of Iran. But before I am talking about the structure of Islamic Republic of Iran, I think we need a little pre-information about Islam and Islam's world, and who are these people who in Iran ruling the country. That's the word of Islam. You see in the world about 1 billion people are Muslims. 1 billion people are Muslims, and you see here where is black is 90 to 100% Muslims, and this area is 50 till 90. You see in European country, in France, 5 million Muslims are living, and in Germany, 3.2 million. The majority of Muslims are Sunnis Muslim. All these countries are Sunnis, and Iran, Iraq, and a small part of Lebanon are Shiite. The Ayatollah Khomeini is the theoretician and founder of the Islamic Republic of Iran. But what is Islamic Republic of Iran? Islamic Republic is a new form of government. This form of government is, has its roots in Iranian Shiite culture. You can't find this kind of government only in Iran, only in Shiite, 12 Imams, Shiite rooted culture in Iran, and nowhere in the world. That's the Iran. And Iran bordered here to Pakistan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Turkey, Iraq, and that's a Persian Gulf. And you see Iran and Israel have no joint border. And that's the Middle East. You see here is Israel, and here is Middle East, and Israel is the only country between all Muslims world. And Israel and Iran have no joint border. I have said that about 1 billion the world people are Muslims, and the Iranian government speak in name of all Muslims. The first question is that true? Iranian government represent the whole Muslim in the world. You see here, that is the word of Islam. After Prophet Muhammad, Muslims community became divided into two groups, Sunnis and Shiite. About 90% of the Muslims in the world are Sunnis, and the Shiite Muslims have many confessions. One of these confessions is the 12 Imams confession. That is the religion of Iranian. And this 12 Imam confession has many schools. One of these schools is Usuli school, and this Usuli school had many directions. One of them is ruled by the jurisprudence, velayat faqih. That is the state form in Iran. And these small sects in the world of Muslims, not only in the world of Muslims, in the world of Shiite, they say they are the representative for all Muslim in the world, and that's not true. But what's the rule by the jurisprudence? The 12 Imams Shia think of the death of Muhammad, Ali, and then Imam Hussein, and so they have the right to rule the world, and they are the leader of the Muslim community, at least Shia community. The 12 Imams Shia believe that 12 Imam Muhammad al-Mahdi is hiding. He lives for more than 1,000 years. That is the belief of this sect. And he's in hidden, and as long as the Mahdi is hidden, it is the responsibility of the mujtahids and fuqaha, the clergy in Iran, to rule the world in Namen von the 12 Imam. And while the 12 Imam did the same as Muhammad, and Muhammad was the representative of God, the mullahs in Iran, the clergy in Iran, understand themselves as representative of God, and their value should be the only absolute truth in the world, which must be spread in the world, and it must be a unique government in the whole world under leadership of the clergy, مجتهد فقها و مجتهدان jurisprudence in Iran, امت واحد جهانی. The Iranian government and Iranian constitution is built after this principle. That means that's the legitimacy of rule in the Islamic Republic of Iran, the rule of God, the rule of Prophet Muhammad, the rule of the 12 imams, the rule of jurisprudent, mujtahid, and fuqaha, clergy. They understand themselves as the representative of God, and they believe their values are the only absolute values in the world which must be spread in the world, and it must be build a unique Islamic Shiite government in whole the world, Ummat Wahid Jahani. The Iranian constitution is of this principle, of this theory of Ayatollah Khomeini, of the founder of the Islamic Republic, is built. At the top is the Assembly of Experts of Leadership. This means article of the Verfassung, and this assembly had 86 members, and all of them must be mujtahid. And they choose the religious supreme leader. The supreme leader has more than 90% of political power, must be a Shia clerics, mujtahid or fuqaha. He is for unlimited term, for always, ever. That's the article of the Iranian constitution. And Iranian constitution political system has judiciary, legislative, and executive. The Iranian legislative is built from two-camera Council of Guardians and Expediency Discernment Council, and here is Islamic Consultative Assembly, that's Iranian parliament. But you see here, that's the legitimacy of power in the Islamic Republic of Iran. There's an assembly of experts of the leadership, has 86 members, Shiites mujtahid, after Article 108 in Iranian constitution. These people, when I'm saying here, or Iranian constitution says the member of this assembly must be Shiite and Shiite clergy, or the religious leader must be a Shiite mujtahid or faqih. What does mean? That's mean 50% of Iranian population, that's the women in Iran, are denied to be elected in this assembly. 50% of the Iranian population cannot be elected in this assembly because the women in Iran cannot be a mujtahid. But when we say 68 Shiite mujtahid, that's mean between 10 till 15 million Iranian people, all the Kurds, Arabs, Baluchs, Turkmens, they are Muslim, but Sunni Muslim. They are denied the right to be elected in this constitution organ. And the all Iranian citizen, but religious minority, Jewish, Christian, Zoroastrian, Baha'is, they cannot be elected here. That's mean about 98% of the Iranian population are the right to be elected here denied. 98%. Why? Because Iranian population is 70 million. I assume we have 70,000 clerics, Shiite Mujtahid. It's not 70,000. It's maybe 7,000. But I assume 70,000. 70,000 from 70 million is only 1%. 1% of the Iranian population has the right to be elected, not to be voted, to be elected in these Fairfax.
Is 100 of a person?
Yes,
100 of a person. 70 million.
It's unbelievable, but it's true. Iranian Islamic Republic of Iran is a new form of totalitarian government rooted in Shia culture. So, the religious leader chosen by assembly of experts of the leadership must be a mujtahid. 90% of Iranian political power is in his hand, and he is elected or chosen for unlimited term. That's the article of Iranian constitution. But many people in Western are saying Iran is a democratic country because they have a parliament, because they have elected the president. The president will elected by people. That's right. But he is chief of the executive for 4 years. The president is of religious leader the second executive person, and he has to executive decision by religious leader. The president must be religious and political figure, Rejal. Rejal in Iranian Verfassung had 2 means. Man, that means the president must be a religious political man or a personality. He must be a religious political personality. In both assumptions, that means a woman in Iran can't be president because Rejal is either a man or a personality, religious, whose religious personality will be, and a woman in Iran can't be a religious personality. Okay, the Iranian woman, 50%, 35 million, are denied to be elected as president. He is, after the religious leader, the highest official in the country after the religious leader. Okay, but the president must be a follower the official religion. in Iran, Iranian religion. He must be a Shiite, the president. That's mean all Sunnis, Muslims but Sunnis, between 10 till 15 million Iranian can be elected here as president because there are Sunnis. 35 million can't be elected as president because they are women. And all religious minority in Iran. That's till here is the legitimacy of the power in Iran, the rule of God, the rule of Muhammad, the rule of 12 imams, the rule of jurisprudence. That's assemble of experts, of leadership. I have explained what does mean. That's the religious leader. Religious leader choose. That's the guardianship. That's the guardianship. Guardianship. Guardianship council.
Yes.
Guardian council. I am very sorry. I am learning for 2 years English, not more. That's why you have to understand. You have to have understanding with me. That's the guardian of council. The guardian of council has 12 members. That's in German. Oh, that's in German. Okay. The guardian of council has 12 members. 6 of them are mujtahid, chosen by Rahbar. The majority of the mujtahid clergy here has to decide about the Iranian lawmaking. The majority of the clergy here, that's mean 4 clergy, 4 Shia clergy sitting in this council decided about Iranian lawmaking. Here is Iranian parliament chosen by Iranian people, but all laws made by parliament must go to guardianship, and the guardianship council, the majority of the clergy has to decide if these laws are identical with Sharia, Islamic law. That's mean the representative of Iranian people, they couldn't decide about the laws, but only 4 clergy chosen by religious leader. A religious leader is a clergy chosen by assembly of experts, and they are 86 mujtahid clergy. That's Iranian judiciary in Islamic Republic of Iran. You know, till here, that's the legitimacy of rule, assembly of experts, of leadership, religious supreme leader. The chief of public prosecutor, he must be a Shia mujtahid. Chief of judiciary, he must be a Shia clergy and chosen by supreme leader. Chief of Supreme Court must be a Shia clergy. Please note that when I am saying must be, they are the article in Iranian constitution. When I am saying here by law, he must be a clergy, Shia clergy, Mujtahid and Faqih. That means about 95% of Iranian people are denied to be elected here. No woman, no Muslim Sunnis, no ein Muslim, Shia, 12 Imam Shia, like General Rezai, a very close to system. He can't be chosen here. He is man, he is Muslim, he is Shia, he is 12 Imam Shia. But he can't be chosen here. Why? Because he is not a mujtahid. That's mean, and all Iranian judiciary must be under the Sharia law. But what does mean this system? What does mean this system when I am saying here he must be a Shia clergy, he must be a clergy Shia? That's the result. Human rights situation in Islamic Republic of Iran divided Iranian people into 7 categories. In South Africa, apartheid system, the people there were divided in 2 categories, black and white. If you were white, then you have had the same right as other white people. But in the Islamic Republic of Iran, the people are divided into 7 categories, ranging from those who have absolute and full rights to people whose death is sanctioned by this brand of Islam. Muslim and non-Muslim. Non-Muslim have absolute no right. Shiite Muslim and Sunni Muslim. No Shia. We have in Iran, I said, 10 till 15 million Sunni Shia. No Shia. Sunni Muslim. Sorry. No Muslim, no Sunni Muslim, man, woman, clergy, no clergy, can't be elected in Iranian constitution organs. And they are 15 million. And 12 Imam, follower of 12 Imam Shia or and other sects. We have in Iran followers, small community, but they are Iranian citizens. They must have the same right. 5 Imamitan Shiite, 7 Imamitan Shiite, 12 Imamitan Shiite, but other sects. Male Shia and female Shia. The Iranian female Shia are denied all constitution rights and by civil rights. Sometimes they, in very good situation, they have about 50% the right of the man. And we have spiritual leaders and lay male believers. That means you can be Muslim, Shia, 12 Imam Shia, but not clergy. If you are not clergy, like 30 million Iranian, General Rezai or Zolgad, they are these very close to system. They are denied the same constitution right. They can't be elected in constitution organs. And finally, those whose model is legitimately sanctioned by Islam, Baha'is in Iran,
expelled from Islam.
Expelled from Islam. Then we have this situation here in the Islamic Republic. That's the rule of jurisprudence, velayat faqih, by constitution is the expert council of leadership. They have absolute rights. After his organ, the religious leader has absolute rights, and he is over people and law. He is a representative of God. Then are the jurisprudence, fuqaha wa mujtahidan, and then that's the rights hierarchy, and that's the Shiite men, 12 Imamites, and Shiite women, and other Islamic persuasion like Sunnis and Shiites, other confessions, non-Muslim, and non-Muslim whose model is legitimacy. That's the hierarchy of rights in the Islamic Republic of Iran. Islamic Republic of Iran is a new form of government rooted in Shia culture, and it is a totalitarian regime, and they believe they are the representative of God, and they believe their values are the absolute truths which must be spread through the world. That's the reason why this policy, foreign policy of Iran, and the policy of international terrorism, elimination, the other thinker in Iran, elimination of enemies, that is based on this system. Why the people, the ruler in Iran, is thinking so. I am coming to end, but I wanted to show you two articles by, that's the article 4 of the Iranian Constitution. The article 4 of Iranian Constitution says all civil, penal, financial, economic, administrative, cultural, military, political, and other laws and regulations must be based on Islamic criteria. And therefore, clergy in the Council of Guardians decided of some law is based on Islamic criteria. And that's Article 5 by Constitution of Islamic Republic of Iran says during the occupation of the Wali Asr, that's the 12 Imams, that means as long as the 12 Imam is hidden. The Velayat and leadership. Velayat means ruling. The Velayat and leadership of the Ummah, Muslims population, devolve upon the just so this one please here upon the just and pious of Faqih, who is fully aware of the circumstances of his age and so on. That means as long as the 12 Imam is hidden, the Wali Amr, the Faqih, who is elected, chosen by assembly, the expert of leadership, has to lead the whole Muslim community. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Dastmalchi. I think the terror dimension of this lecture would move into the questions. So whether you have any question regarding aspects of terror or any other aspect regarding Mr. Dastmalchi has already interviewed by the Yediot Achronot, as I said, and he's expressed his views over there. So everything to deal with the possible attack of Israeli attack on Iran, what is his views on this, or on the nuclearization of Iran, whether for or against, or any other hot burning issues that you are interested, I would say that this is the time to ask. So please. Question?
Okay. After we understood that the Republic of Iran want to spread the Shia of the 12 Imam, so you think that we will really see something like attacks on other countries, and they will really start to spread this Shia? Like we saw in our history, I want to say that we saw other countries like Germany, like the Nazis, that they talked about to spread and believe, and in the end they really did something. So if we can see it, you think that we will see it in the Iranian case too?
I think Iranian government isn't able to do that. He's trying otherwise to support Hamas, to support and founded Hezbollah, and to bombing, and to make this regime in the area unstable. But to be able to attack militarily such a country as Israel or America, that's only fantasy. I don't believe that. And the war between Iran and Iraq has shown that Iran couldn't win the war only against Iraq, against all the countries in the world. That's I don't. Iran is not Germany 1939. That's two different things.
I have a question.
You want to say it in German, maybe?
Warum glauben Sie, dass Iran so freundlich zu Israel ist, oder dass da eine Möglichkeit ist? Why does he think that Iran could be friendly to Israel, or
future.
How do you interpret it? How do you see
Yeah.
that?
I think Iranian and Jewish people have a friendship over 30,000 years. 3,000 years. And many Jews have lived and still live in Iran without any problem with Iranian people. The problem which the Jewish people in Iran has with the ruler, with the system, this problem have I personally too, and the Iranian woman too, and the Iranians, the Sunnis too. That's not only a problem for special for Jewish people in
No,
Iran.
we're talking about Israel, not as Jews as such,
Okay.
with the country.
Yeah, I think Iran and Israel has no joint border. Iran isn't a danger for Israel. Israel isn't a danger for Iran too. Between war between Iran and Iraq, Israel has helped massively for Iran against Iraq. That's a truth. And I think this regime sooner or later, maybe in a few years, I don't know, maybe longer, will be gone. And Iran and Israel have joint strategically seen interest in the region, and that these we are not allowed to destroy this, and this exaggeration that Iran could attack Israel with atom bomb. I don't believe that, because technically seen, Israel had many submarines and had X atom bomb can launch by submarine, and Iran knows that if Iran attack Israel with atom bomb, Israel would answer and destroy the whole Iran, not Israel only, but America and all people in European country would accept this reaction. And what's the goal of Iranian ruler in Tehran? What's the rule? They want to have atom bomb for what? To be on the power. But if I think I attack Israel and after that I am destroyed, I am not more there. What is the meaning of this attack? I think that is.
But that's the same problem with the Muslims want to rule, let's say, and then you have the ones that kill themselves for the idea of Muslim. So they do kill themselves in order to kill others, to bring fear, and to bring them to be Muslims. So the question is, would they be able to sacrifice themselves in order to make the world Muslim?
They have tried, but the world is not Muslim. The reality is other. They have tried since 30 years.
They're still trying.
And okay, maybe the Soviet Union have tried to make all the world communist. China, Cuba, and East European country, and the Christian world had tried to make all the world Christian, but the reality is other.
Mr. I want to ask to which level women in Iran can they job, Mr. Gali or something? still, limited job. Because Ahmadinejad declared three weeks ago that Iran is only democratic country for women and free and everything.
Ahmadinejad says we are the most powerful the country in the world, and our economy is the best. Ahmadinejad says everything. Okay, but the woman in Iran.
Especially referred for Ibtikar 10 years ago, she was advisor.
Masum Ibtikar is one of the women who work very closely with the ruler in Iran. Masum Ibtikar was the responsible for environment by Khatami. That's the highest level. Highest level by reformist, by the conservative is very difficult. But the situation in Iran is a little complicated. After the Islamic Revolution, the women were not allowed to go to male doctor. Still so. Okay. But that's what the reason that more than 60% of the faculty, medicine faculty, is visited by women. That's the result. The mullahs wanted to interrupt the anticipation, but the woman in the society. But these measures is تبدیل به عکس خودش شده. After the Islamic Republic, Iran, the mullah said the girls are not allowed to be taught by man. It's okay. They are not allowed to taught by the man. Then more than 600,000 Iranian woman teacher. That's the result of this policy. Iran is not Afghanistan that you say the girls are not allowed to go to school. It happens in Iranian revolution, and before the revolution we had in Iran more than 11 million students from school to university. But that's what one third of the population. For 50 years ago, the mullahs were against that the girls visited school. But after the revolution, Ayatollah Khomeini, 1962, by the White Revolution by Shah. One article by the White Revolution by Shah was the right for the woman to be elected and to vote. And Ayatollah Khomeini said at that time, as opposition, to give the woman the right to be elected and to vote is prostitution. But after revolution, Ayatollah Khomeini needed the woman in the street. That's
your scheme shows that there couldn't be any negotiation with some parties there. So if the negotiation between countries are with the executive power, so they don't rule. So what kind of negotiation could be done?
The decision-making process is by Ayatollah, by Khamenei. Ahmadinejad is nothing and nobody. That's the truth. the former president of Iran, Mr. Khatami, he had more than 35 million votes elected by the people. Iranian secular opposition was behind him. European country, America and Israel supported the policy of Khatami. But Khatami was not able to make one serious reform in Iran. He wasn't able because, and at the end, he said, I don't have any state power. The power is there. I am only an executive person here. That's a reason why many people in Western countries says you have an elected president, you have an elected parliament, you have that and this. You are a democracy. But the country is a totalitarian system ruled by ayatollahs, between Sharia as law. That's different thing. If the Iranian foreign minister isn't the official foreign minister. The really foreign minister is the representative of Beit Rahbari. You have to مذاکره چی میشه؟ Negotiation with this person. When Ayatollah Khamenei said 2 months ago to the Ahmadinejad, don't think so, you are ruling only for 1 year. You will rule for 5 years. You have to think so. The population said, decision is made. Who is the next president? Ahmadinejad. Because the decision making is not by Iranian president.
And you think that if Iran has nuclear weapons, it would make the regime immune, would make opposition impossible, because no one in the world would want Iran to be unstable. And if this regime becomes unstable, it's collapsing, do you think they will be able to use these nuclear weapons because they don't have anything to lose?
I don't think the Iranian regime would use atom bombing. That's a suicide for Iran, for all Iranian government. They would have no chance more to be on the power. The policy, I would say the policy to have atom bomb. And this policy isn't the policy for Ahmadinejad. Think about that. That's not the policy for Ahmadinejad. From 1992, as Mr. Rafsanjani was Iranian president, and after him, Mr. Khatami, the development of the Iranian atomic industry began 1992, and
I'm not talking about the president, I'm talking about the regime as a whole. If the regime is collapsing, okay, if Khamenei is about to be hanged, okay, could he do this if he doesn't have anything to lose?
It's very difficult question. I don't. Yeah, but I can I can say some example in the war. Soviet Union collapsed, and the atomic power of the Soviet Union is 1 to 1,000 to Iranian, but nobody misused this atom arsenal.
You can see now in Pakistan how everyone is so concerned about its stability because it has nuclear weapons. It will be the same.
Okay, but it's very difficult to say what could happen. I don't know, but I think in Pakistan atom bomb is in secure hands too. That's the army or other control organ wouldn't allow that the Islamic fundamentalist could have the bomb. And America.
The United States stays in Pakistan and they secure the atomic bomb. In Iran, the situation is the opposite. They not have a relationship with the States.
Okay. I have no answer for this question. It's very complicated because you have to know who has the key by atom bomb. Is a the crazy fanatic person? Is he? I don't know. That's a very difficult.
You said earlier that you expected the regime to fall within a few years. Can you explain how you think that is going to happen?
This phenomenon by Khatami shows us that the majority of Iranian people won't have this regime. They want a change, and now many countries in the world, European Union's country, Israel, America, they want a change, and Iranian people want a change, but the ruler in Iran are very strong, and every democratic movement in Iran is going to be suppressed. That's a big problem. I think the example in the Soviet Union or in East European countries shows it's dependent from many facts, and if Iranian government has no more money because the oil prices fell, and if the Iranian government is not able to pay its own people, and when Iranian economy is in a crisis, I think, I hope.
Oil price decline, that's fact, and it's about third that it was 3 or 4 months ago. However, it's still high, and the bad news, it's continued to be at that level of between $50 and $60 per barrel. That's one thing. Second thing is the value of the dollar is all the time increasing compared to the euro, compared to any other currency in the world. The second is Iran started to export gas to India and especially to China, and it's the most resource or the most viable option to transfer gas to East Asia. So from an economic point of view, the regime is very stable. So what is the other options? It's like, as I see, it's like in Iraq. If you want to suppress any Middle Eastern rentier regime, you have to come with 500,000 American soldiers. That's the only option.
Okay,
democratic movements. There's many democratic movements in Iraq. They operate in London.
yeah.
That's it. Only in London. Not in Iraq.
Okay, the situation in Iran is a little different. As of when I see that more than 30 television stations air program every day to Iran, or over 30 radio stations, and the Voice of America, that's a television station in America, in Washington, and aired a program every day, 8 hours to Iran. They have about 10 till 15 million watchers in Iran, and the world has changed. I mean, till 30 years ago, a dictator could lead the society with its own information, but today you are getting the information from X channels.
But this is exactly the sign of stability. The regime allowed these radio stations or TV to operate. This is kind of stability. The regime is not afraid for any information.
No, that is a.
It's like in Qatar, for example.
No, that's the other problem.
When they established
the regime,
they established parliament, they established elections.
The regime.
There's no opposition, so why not?
The regime in Iran is not able to interrupt these programs.
Why?
Because they are all out of Iran.
Of course, but they can miss it with very very low tech. You don't need high tech.
The fact is that they cannot stop it. It's booming.
Because the regime is so stability, so it's self-sufficient. There's no problem. We can do it. Why not?
It's not Qatar. It's not something.
Okay, that's
as I see it, the regime is very stable. It's very stable.
Could be, I don't know. About 1998, I said Soviet Union is stable too. 1 year after that collapsed. 1979, nobody in Iran could think about it, that the regime of Iran could collapse and lead to an Islamic revolution. The situation with gas and so, Iran imported more than 60% of benzene. More than 60% of benzene. Iran, if no new investment in Iran in this oil industry in 10 years is so far that no more oil can be exported. Iran has now enough money, and because the country had enough money because of the oil crisis, the country can do anything. But you see, it's the beginning of difficulties. I have read a week ago a report about لباس چی میشه؟ لباس کارخونه لباس clothes factory in clothes factory Sabalan in Azerbaijan, Iran. Okay, this factory was opened 1 year ago, and it was planned to produce not only for Iranian market but the whole export whole Middle East and for European. After 1 year, the factory has closed, and more than 5,000 workers are without work because of sanctions, because the material which they have to buy in indirectly and import in Iran is too expensive, and the production is not it's not worth. That's only one example from many. I would say the politics science or sociology science, they are not exact science. We can only collect the facts and result this theory or this theory. I would say all the facts shows that the regime is steering in a crisis. If you say no, that's not, it's okay.
Okay, I think with this optimistic, from our point of view, point, we will finalize this session, and I would like to thank Mr. Dastmalchi again for coming here and
Thank you very much.
opening our eyes. And thank you for coming, taking the trouble to attend this lecture. Mr. Dastmalchi is staying here in Israel for up to Sunday, and he has a very pressed timetable, and we will have tomorrow a lecture delivered to Iranian audience.
In Farsi, not in
which
English.
will be much more relieved. And we praise him for his attempts and successful attempts to cruise through the English barrier. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.